Thank you, Nicole. Jim Allister.
Mr. Speaker, for many of us, Christmas, of course, is a joyous family time, and understandably so. For some, and I think particularly of victims of terrorism, it is a time of remembrance of the heartache and of the empty chair at the dinner table. And yet there seem to be some in our society who think it wasn't enough to make victims. It's also necessary to deride them and to visit great hurt upon them. And with another example of that in recent days, through a particularly sick video by Gerry Adams, glorifying the slogan of a murderous organisation, poking fun at people not having gone away, directed quite clearly at the victims of terrorism. As one of those victims, Austin Stack said, whose father was shot and fatally wounded by the IRA. This is one sick video. Many, many families have an empty seat at the table this Christmas. Anne Travers reminded us that her young sister had been murdered by the IRA, and she said she never got to celebrate any further Christmases, and it's never the same for us, just like thousands of other families. Anybody who thinks that this is funny lacks emotional intelligence. And yet with commentators like Chris Donnelly saying, what's offensive about it? Someone that's deployed from time to time to pontificate on the BBC. It was wholly offensive. It was indeed sick, and it demonstrated that for some, making victims isn't enough. They also have to deride and tramp on their graves. Shame on those who promoted such a sick video at this time of year.
I call Jerry Carroll.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. At the weekend past, I stood with environmental activists from the Youth Climate Assembly, Extinction Rebellion,